Hi, welcome to Lily's Design. Today I will show you how to make these masks. There is 3 strap options. You can do it behind the ears, behind the head, and if you don't have any elastic, you could use ties and tie it behind your head. I have a pocket in the back and a nose guard on top. And in this video, I will share my new way of making a nose guard. As of June 5th, a new guideline came out stating you should use 3 layers of material. The inner layer should be water-absorbent material, such as cotton. Your pocket should be made of cotton material. The outer layer should be water-resistant material, such as polyester. So the outside of this mask will be polyester. And the inner layer, which is your filter, should be non-woven polypropylene. And you can just cut a piece and place it inside there. I will list a link down below in the description where you find polypropylene. This material is used underneath your furniture, or you can find it on some grocery bags. To tell if it is, it should have a fabric type feel on both sides, not shiny, and make sure it's breathable. It's like a cross-thatched pattern. And on some interfacing, you can find this polypropylene. All right, let's get started. You want to go ahead and print my free pattern. It's down below in the description. And you will notice I'm using the same pattern as I used on a previous video if you are subscribed to me. I decided I'm not changing this pattern. Everybody loves this pattern. It's quick, it's easy to make, and so I don't want to change it. In this video, I'm going to show you how I hand sew this, but if you want to sew with the sewing machine, you can do that as well. I will also be sharing some new helpful tips. We need to cut 2 front masks, that is polyester. You will cut 2 linings from cotton material. Put right sides together. Do the same for the front of the mask. You want to sew straight up and stop. Same here, straight up and stop. I will fast forward through this part of me hand sewing. This way we can move this video along. A lot of people always ask me where I got stuff. Just like this quilt mat, it cuts on one side and presses on the other side. This is nice. You could throw it on your lap. And I'll list these items down below in the description so you can easily find them. Now let's start on the liner. Open the front of the mask. Make sure your seam is facing up. We are going to fold down about 1/4 inch and press. Fold down another 1/4 inch and press. Let's flip it over to the other side and do the same thing, 1/4 inch, press. Fold again and press. Now you want to sew straight across. And the same with the other side, straight across. Grab your liner, and we're going to do the same thing. Open it up, seam facing up, fold down 1/4 inch, and press. Fold down another 1/4 inch and press. Repeat for the other side. 1/4 inch, and if you want, you could just roll double, save you some time, and press. All right, we are going to sew straight down on that side and straight down on that side. You're going to want your knot in the back. This is going to be showing. Alright, so off camera, I sewed the other side. So you have both sides sewed. Put that aside. Now let's do the front and sew it. Off camera, I sewed down both sides. We need to trim the ends and cut it right here. You could leave a little material hanging over. Now clip the 3 other ends. Next, you want to clip your curves, but do not cut into your threads. Before opening this up, see how this is pointy and a little more curvy? It's not as curvy down here. So up here is the top of the mask where your nose goes. Open it up, grab your liner, and you can see it's pointy here. This is where your nose goes. And down here, it's a little bit of straighter edge. We'll place that on top. So you want seams on the outside. I will be using these sewing clips, so I'm not putting too many holes in the mask. If you don't have any clips, maybe you have some hair clips. And if not, you can use pins, just try not to use too many. So clip this here. Line up the bottom, seam and seam. All right, now we're going to take our fold and we're going to go just a tad over the seam right here, just like that. Take a clip and there. Then we'll move this clip right over here. We will do the same thing for the other side. Fold over, go right over that pressed edge. Now we need to sew a 1/4 inch from the edge right across here, then stop. Now we'll go to the bottom and sew across here and stop. I did my sewing off camera. Now you want to turn it inside out. Push out your corners. I will use the back end of an old paintbrush. And a customer suggested using chopstick, which is a great idea. Just make sure you don't use anything that's pointy. And press it. Now you're going to fold about 1/4 inch and press. Same thing for the other side. We need, for the average face, about 7 inches, and you can go according to my pattern, or you can test it for yourself and see which size works for you. Cut 2, overlap about 1/4 inch, And we'll sew those together. So we need 2 of those done. If you'd like to purchase the elastic I did, I'll list a link down below in the description. I think I paid $11.99 for it, and you get 50 yards. If you can't find any elastic, let me show you what else you can use in this older video. Here are a few other options: a hair tie, a stretchy headband, you can cut them down in size, a shoestring, also a spaghetti strap from an old tank top. It works great. Or an old t-shirt. Just cut a strip from the t-shirt, and as you can see, I'm a little crooked, but that's okay. It doesn't matter because you'll pull on it and it will just curl up and you won't see any mistakes. Measure the size you need, double tie it, and just cut the ends. Grab your elastic, place it down, fold over the end, secure it in place on both sides, sew straight across. Now flip it over and we'll repeat for the other side. Place your elastic down, fold down the end, secure it in place on both sides, sew straight across. Once again, I'll do mine off camera. For the nose, you will need some wire. It could be florist wire, garden wire, craft wire. You probably don't want to go any higher than 26 gauge and no less than 18 gauge. I will show you a few ways to make this nose guard. One is sewing and the other is using an iron. Alright, so we'll cut a piece of fabric 3 by 1 inch, and as you can see, this is imperfect, but that's okay. We need a piece of wire, and you can measure either 8 inches or use this little guide, and if you go over a little bit, that's okay. What you're going to need to do is bend down the end. You don't want it to be pokey at the end. And you can use this little box as a little guide to where you want to fold it. Just like that. Fold it again. And then down. Make sure your end is curved in. All right. Squish it together. Place it on your fabric, fold it over, sew up, across, down, just like this one. You want to get it right at the end, go across and down. Let me show you how I fused it together. You will need Wonder or any fusible web, Deco Bond, or Heat and Bond. Take your fusible web, cut it the same size as your 3 by 1 inch fabric, press it on the fabric, peel back the paper, place the wire on the fabric, fold it in half, press it, and voila! Here's another option to make the nose guard. You will need a 2-inch prong fastener base. I think it was $5.79, but I'll list it down below in the description. And what you can do is take this piece and just cut this off. I try to use this piece and I think it's too thick. You might try it if you want to give it a try, you can. But I felt like it was a little too heavy. So it's a matter of personal preference. I cut mine down to 1 3/4 of an inch. If you need it for a wider nose, you can keep it at the 2 inch. All right, you want to grab your fabric and you want to grab some Wonder Under or Heat Bond. And if you're only going to make 1 or 2 masks, then you can cut out a small piece of fabric. But if you're going to make a lot of masks, this will make your life easier. Cut a bigger piece of material and Wonder Under. You want to use some scrap material and put it down first, and then I'll fold over the scrap material. By doing this, I protect my ironing board and iron from any glue. Press that down. Peel back the paper. Grab your metal piece, place it down, and I'm going to do 2 at a time. So I'll grab another one and place it right next to it. Now I'll fold over the material. I'll press just a little bit of it, being careful not to hit into the glue. And now I'll cut it. You will want to use junky scissors. Put it between my materials and press it down. And this is how you can make a bunch at once. You just line them up. And then you can cut them down. Leave enough room for your sewing. You might want to bend where the center is. This way, when you place it inside the pocket, it will line up in the center a lot easier. Place it inside the pocket. Get it up there as high as possible. Grab your needle and thread. We want to start here, go down, go across, and go up. If you're using a sewing machine, just be careful you don't hit the metal. All right, I got mine stitched in place. It won't move around. See, it bends nicely. We want to flip it over, and if you need to, go ahead and press it. The last thing you have to do is sew a top stitch. Start here, go up the curve, and end here. Then do the bottom straight across. I did my top stitch off camera on the top and bottom, and we are all done. Congratulations, everyone. And if you'd like to do this for a child under 6, just print my pattern at 75%. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more of my video, be sure to hit the subscribe button along with the bell. This way, you'll be notified when my next video comes out. And please share my video on your social media. This way, I can continue to offer free patterns. Thank you. Bye-bye.